Hi people, Wheels and Motors here with another review of a little device that can be useful for your DIY repairs. This time is launch, product of launch C-Reader Professional CRP series. They come from like 121, 123, whatever. 129 is the most advanced one apparently. Just a quick but informative review of this device. Let's open the book. The book will open later, the box. So that's the device itself. It comes with a guide to register, so you can register within a year and update it, which I'm not gonna do yet. So some little piece of software. We have a adapter for SD card that's inside here. Just a sec, let me show you. As you can see, this little micro SD card if you need to communicate it with a computer. Another thing to communicate it with computer is USB. It's micro USB cable to USB. Then we have a normal cable to the car, 16 pin. And what I like, they always like to chuck one of these OBD plugs in, so you can use it with Android app like Torque or anything else. And then we have a little user's manual explaining how it works. So what this device can do, it says on this little film that covers the screen, it supports OBD functions, diagnostic trouble code, repair help, which is handy. I'm gonna show you later. Is this button gives you more information. Display data stream, you can see live data, what's going on with your car, and it covers 4 main bits of the car vehicle, which is engine, transmission, ABS and airbag system. Of course it doesn't cover every little controller in the car like some other devices, but if you can get this for a good price, why not? Because that's pretty much main what you need. Then it can do oil reset as well. Some cars, like my previous car Audi A6, you could not reset the service light without connecting computer. Some cars you just do it on a dashboard. Also, accordingly to some information from internet, it can do electronic parking brake reset. So if you need to change the brake pads on cars equipped with electronic parking brake, it can rewind. And apparently, I don't know, it doesn't say on the box. I think it's quite key important function. So if it can do it, it must say on the box. We'll see how it goes. Right, as you can see, this is more detailed, but it's pretty much same as I mentioned before. Reads and clears codes on engine, transmission, ABS and airbag, because not all your fault codes stored on OBD, which is check engine light. Some of them come as a different light or no light at all, but still trouble is there. Supports vehicles, lots of other vehicle supports. We're gonna see that in a minute. It is generic codes and manufacturer specific codes, because some codes are universal, some codes are specific to a certain manufacturer. Engine lights, blah blah blah. Review freeze frame data and IM readiness. We're gonna go through that in a minute. Display power control module data stream and O2 sensor graph, blah blah blah. It doesn't say anything about parking brake. I want to see. So let's try it on my car, which is 2012 Volkswagen Touran. I've got one of these plugs already. And let's peel this little film off. There we go. System is starting. Main menu comes out with the 3 icons. Diagnose, settings, that's your personal settings, language, excuse me, unit of measure, beeper, sounds, and record mode. Record mode is when you want to record it on that little SD card and then analyze it later. Quite simple, intuitive buttons. OK, the navigations to either side, escape, and this is extra information I'm gonna talk about later. Then help goes about upgrade information, service, and whatever tool information. So the reason we have it is to be able to diagnose. As you go to diagnose, so you get this OBD, then scan. When you select different between all cars, we can select VW, and then we can go through, just a sec. So system selection, engine electrics, transmission electrics, brake electrics, and airbags. That's what it says on the box. Right. Gonna return to that later. Review is when you want to excuse me, read from SD card, and then reset. That's where we go for oil lamp reset. Steering, by the way, it does steering angle reset as well. For some reason they don't like it to put it on a box. They probably don't want to convince people to buy it. I want to really try to brake reset. Find along all cars we can find VW. We're gonna put ignition on so it can communicate. I'm gonna put it in a gear and so it doesn't roll, and I'm gonna release the parking brake and see. So ignition is on. Okay, manual select. Ooh, it gives me models as well. Let's see if Choran is there. Choran. Parking brake. Connect battery, blah blah blah. If you can do it, read fault codes, clear fault codes, open rear brake. Oh, it can do it, look at that. Open rear brake calipers. Okay, it gives us our ID number, vehicle identification number. Yes, it can do rear brake calipers. Guys from launch, just I want to tell you something. Don't you want to sell this? It's like one of the important options. If I have a garage, if I'm looking for a device to be able to do stuff on cars, and this is like one of the important options why people have computer, to be able to do rear brake pads on electronic parking brake. Why don't you put that on a box? You put a lot of other stuff. Multilingual menu, apparently we can have it in English, Spanish and French. Yeah, that's understandable. Just put parking brake all over it. Parking brake reset. Anyway, never mind. Right, close brake calipers. I don't know if you can hear them opening and closing.
It's Windows.
Now it's closing. And opens again. The brake calipers are now closing. Wait 30 seconds after brake calipers stop moving before carrying out the next step. Alright, okay, we'll wait 30 seconds. So we can test as well. It opens and closes. Closes and opens. So I'm gonna put the parking brake on. This is better than I expected, actually, because I felt to mention that if you do something like that, at least you have to have this function. I'm probably talking a bit too much about it now. Let's go to other stuff. Then we have a oil service reset, VW. This is pretty straightforward, and ignition is on. So you can do automatic reset by vehicle model, manual reset, where you can reset it manually to different mileage interval, I suppose. Alright, we're not gonna reset it on this car. Okay. What else? Some cars, when you align the wheels, they require steering angle reset. I'm not professional with that, so I'm not gonna comment on this, but it's good to know that you have this function here. Then simple OBD. What do we have here? So when you get the engine management light on, unlike other readers, now it's connecting. Fail, it doesn't mean fail, it's just looking for the protocol. It's looking for different languages to speak to the car. It found one and it's connected. So we have troubled code stored in this ECU 0. Readiness. What means readiness? Let's go from very top. MIL, malfunction indication light or something. I think it's called like that. MIL status off. So the engine management light is off at the moment because there is no codes. Readiness, it means some components they are checked constantly, like say fuel delivery and or misfire. If you get something wrong with that, it gives you light straight away. Some you need to drive for a bit to get them ready to make sure that they've gone through that test. So as we can see, that readiness completed 7, not completed 0, and not supported is 2. So something that doesn't apply to this car. For example, there is evap system that monitors petrol, gasoline evaporation from the tank. Because we have diesel, we don't have this system. So one of them not supported will be that one. So if it says readiness not completed, that means you need to drive for a little bit to make sure that the car has checked everything. So that's like a introduction screen to OBDs. We can just give general information, then we can go inside, so we can read codes. There are no codes at the moment. Erase codes. I am readiness, as that's what I was talking about. What's ready, what's not ready. So since we can check it, since trouble codes were cleared, or this drive cycle. Say for example, if you're buying a car and someone tries to sell you, and you say, oh, there's no trouble codes on the screen, and you can check since when they were last cleared and whether readiness is complete. So it's pretty good for that. So data stream, I'm gonna start the engine. We can see either all items or select item only something that we interested in. Say for example, you can take them engine coolant temperature and engine RPM. Say we don't want to look into anything else, and then we press OK. Oh, engine coolant temperature.
Escape to confirm.
Okay, thank you. Escape to confirm. So we can see coolant temperature is 62 degrees Celsius and engine RPM 78, whatever it is. Right, so escape, or we can view all items. Coolant temperature, RPM, intake manifold, pressure, vehicle speed, intake air temperature, throttle position. Throttle position must be about 90% on diesels. Mine is not open fully that much, but I don't think it's a big problem. at the moment. Fuel rail pressure. Look at the pressure in diesel fuel rail. 30,000 kilopascals. That's crazy. Right. We can see EGR error, if there is any. Number of warm-ups since full codes were cleared. 51 warm-ups. And we've done over 6,000 kilometers since last anything was cleared on this car. And that's voltage, because as the car running you can see the voltage, 14 volts. So you can see voltage, if an alternator is charging it must be 14 volts at least. So it's all good on that. You don't have to come out with a voltmeter to under the bonnet. Throttle position, accelerated pedal position, you can see all that stuff. Then freeze frame. What the freeze frame means, if you got the error code on your dashboard, engine management light, so the car's computer makes a snapshot of what condition it has happened. So the your revs were that much, your temperature, engine temperature was that much, or whatever, so you can see when exactly that happened. An O2 sensor test. You can test your O2 sensors. Evap system test, that won't be available because obviously it's a diesel car. Vehicle information, we can have vehicle ID number and all that comes with it. Also, another thing I can't unfortunately show you, whenever you, just a sec, when you read codes and you find the trouble code, when it gives you code and what it means, it can give you even extra information when you press this book symbol, button with the book symbol, so it gives you like detailed, it has a database with possible solutions and whatever happens. So I can't really cause don't want to mess with the car much, but believe me, see other reviews, this little button is really helpful. So you can read and clear codes, which is understandable. What else? Scan. We've been here already. So you can always scan for, just find your car. As you see, there are quite a few of car makers. So we go for VW. And we can do full system scan or full scan, but it will be all four main components: engine, transmission, ABS or airbag. There are some scanners that can do more, they can go into multimedia, but it also depends. I mean, the more clever you want to get device, the more it will cost. Some of them can do remap, so it will cost you maybe not hundreds but thousands. So system selection, for example, will go to airbags. I'm gonna read trouble codes, no trouble codes. Well, this car currently is in tip-top condition, so there is nothing. So it's pretty good, pretty powerful tool for DIY enthusiasts. If you can get it at a good price, I've got a link in a video description for those mysterious people that sent me this. And thank you for watching, and bye.
Bye.